stated intention, to strip federal funding from sanctuary cities like Providence.
So we've just looked at the executive order, and we're all across the country very deeply disappointed that they in fact have taken this step. But we've looked at all of our policies, and as I've mentioned a number of times, we're not going to sacrifice any of our folks here in Providence. My job is to represent every single resident of the city of Providence, and we will continue to do that. Also, I'm standing here with my Chief of Police and my Commissioner of Public Safety. As police chiefs throughout the country have said, these kinds of efforts don't improve public safety, they actually hinder public safety. Because public safety is all about the relationships that police departments have with the local community. And we've done a lot here in Providence to develop that trust, and we're going to make sure that that trust isn't hindered or thrown back in any which way. So I'm proud to stand here with my Chief of Police and Commissioner of Public Safety because it's an important message. Chiefs throughout the country have spoken on this issue, and they've said that this doesn't make us any safer. In fact, it actually makes it more difficult for us to provide public safety.
What would you tell President Trump if you could?
So, I have had the great pleasure to be part of a coalition this past week with the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Mayors throughout the country, we chose to speak with one voice on this issue of immigration. And we sent a message through an emergency resolution to Congress and to the President. And the first thing is we need comprehensive immigration reform. We have a broken immigration system. It's about time they step up and fix the immigration system. Second, we have to stand up for our dreamers. These are young people who were brought to this country, no fault of their own. Many of them didn't know they were undocumented until they graduated from high school. They've done everything right, they followed the rules, and all they want is the opportunity to pursue their dreams, which is education and work. And last, we urge him, mayors throughout the country, to adopt an inclusive agenda, inclusive policies throughout his administration. These are policies that protect all residents in all of our cities. So that's the message that we send as mayors throughout the country, speaking with one voice to the new administration and to Congress.
Mayor, the executive order specifically says that he's going to designate the Secretary of Homeland Security to basically decide what is a sanctuary city and what's not. So from your opinion, do you consider Providence a sanctuary city?
So there's no set definition of what sanctuary city is. I have no problem with the term. Some people say we're not, some people say that we are. But what's important are the policies, and Providence has always been a sanctuary for immigrants, and it will continue to be that way. And in nowhere are we going to change our policies. I believe, and we've looked at this with our law department, that we do in fact cooperate and comply with all federal law, but we don't extend ourselves and go out of our way. We don't ask people about their immigration status. When people call the police department to report a crime or that they've witnessed a crime, they should feel safe, that we will never ask them that because we want them to feel safe and protected here in Providence.
So do you think Providence is at risk for losing federal funding, or under your read, is it not at risk?
Well, the thing is that the federal government, even with this executive order, hasn't provided any detail. And so essentially the executive order says we'll figure out the details as we go. And we await to see what they're going to do. But as I've said repeatedly, my job as mayor is to protect all of the residents of the city of Providence and to make sure that everyone feels safe and welcome. It's important to emphasize, this public safety angle is very important. Many folks on the other say that this is important. The president's action is important to ensure public safety. But the truth is that, first of all, cities throughout the United States already comply with federal authorities when it comes to people who have criminal records, especially violent criminals. And so those folks, they should be deported. There's no debate, no question about that. We're talking about folks who are otherwise living law-abiding lives, just going about their business, trying to provide for their families. They're here in our communities, and we have a responsibility to make sure that they feel safe and make sure that they're integrated into what we're doing.
What do